Hello everyone, we are team Flashdrive and we are working on the problem given by Vestas. It's a problem to design a hybrid energy park of 300 megawatts with a constraint that the output should be minimum 50 megawatts in the given time frame, northwestern region of Victoria. The issues which we are going to solve is weak grid, fluctuation in energy generation, and community issues. Next. So our solution is a hybrid energy park which is a wind-dominated energy park with solar as a supplement. So we are not going only for wind or only for solar because, as in renewable energy sources, there's a lot of variation in generation over the time due to the wind speed and the sun, clouds, and everything else. Combining both of them will smoothen out the generation, as can be shown in the graph. And the rated capacity of installation is given down below. It's 225 megawatt wind, 75 solar as a maximum rated capacity. Now next. So one of the main issues in weak grid is like there's a lot of fluctuation in energy generation and there's over energy generation sometimes for renewable energy sources. So most of the time it's either curtailment, like you cut off the energy generation, or store the energy into some other source like battery, hydrogen, etc. So we are going for storage and we are going for hydrogen storage. Why hydrogen? Because hydrogen is very versatile. It can not only be used to generate electricity again and supply it to the grid if you need energy and you're on low on generation for wind and solar. It can also be used in many different ways. You can mix it with natural gas and provide it to homes for heating, cooking, etc. You can use it to make ammonia. You can use it to make methanol and other industry chemicals. So that's why using hydrogen is very useful, and Australian government is targeting to enhance the hydrogen production in Australia. So why not batteries? Why hydrogen? Like if you see most of the hybrid parks, they use batteries now. But the reason we are not going for batteries is because batteries are best for short-term storage if you're talking about 3 to 6 hours of storage. But as you go for a long-term storage to account for seasonal fluctuations, batteries are not that viable. They have expensive material cost and they have low energy density compared to hydrogen. So that's why we are going for hydrogen instead of batteries. Now I'll hand over to Bhargav to talk about community issues.
Bhargav, you're on mute.
Bhargav, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. So the next part of the challenge is the local community and Airbnb resistance. We have the solution which works on the principle of strategize, aware, and involve the community. We have 3 steps. First is the stakeholder identification and mapping. Second is community consultative committee, which will work for community engagement tasks throughout the life cycle of the project. Essentially, it will also maintain and manage the community engagement funds, which we will discuss in the further sections. Third stage is the development of sites as the tourism hub, which will benefit Airbnb and local businesses. So stakeholder identification and mapping, our solution is to make a matrix by understanding and identifying the stakeholder in terms of their influence and interest areas, where the skeptics and bystanders are potential disagreement of our project buy-in, like the landholders and the local communities, and the supporters and helpers are like local club, which will support and provide opportunities for our project sale. This will allow us to prepare effective SWOT analysis and strategy of our projects. We even identify few of our key stakeholders as mentioned below. The next stage is the benefits of community engagement, where we have economic benefits, where sharing the partial of our benefits with the community in terms of payment. And second is the doing business in terms of direct, indirect jobs and local business activities. Community engagement funds, we will be distributing in 3 sectors, where one sector is community development like aged care, transportation and other upgradation. Second is environmental, where we have the solar installation at the local areas and other activities like that. Third is the educational, where we have school trips, wind farm tours, and the development of tourism sectors and education programs. So that all benefits from the community engagement. So thanks for our presentation.
Great, thank you very much. We went a little bit over time, unfortunately, but I did pause it when we had some microphone issues. All right, do we have any questions from the judges? And if you have any questions in the audience, put them in the Q&A and we'll try and get to them.
Alex, I just had one question to the team. Did you consider, as an economic benefit, exporting the technology to other countries?
Okay, we haven't considered exporting the technologies, but we considered like supplying hydrogens to nearby industries and the community. But yeah, that's one avenue which we can think later on.
Okay, thank you.
Hey guys, I was wondering if you could elaborate a bit more on the tourist destination aspect of this initiative.
Yeah, so the thing is, there is one area where there has been recent studies which shows that if the efforts are made to develop the wind farm areas as a tourism spot by making some park and recreational constructions, this will allow us to have a growth in the tourism sector near the wind farm regional areas. And there has been few success stories in that which shows that it has a great potential, and where there is a resistance from Airbnb to the area where our construction is being arranged, that could potentially help them to increase their business activities as well.
That.
Okay, I think we've got a question from Michael. I think Faisal will be asking it on his behalf. So Faisal, once you're ready.
So,
Faisal, are you ready? There we go.
so Michael's question is, what benefit would the program bring specifically to Western Australia?
Actually, the program is supposed to was supposed to be in the northwestern Victoria. So
yeah, but let's continue with the. So for benefits, first of all, there are many projects which are happening in northwestern Victoria, but which are stuck in development stage or even before going to that, because government is right now due to weak grid issues, there's been huge queues for connections, and AEMO, which is the Energy Regulatory Authority, they're taking one connection one by one because there's a lot of fluctuations and variability in the parks there, in the renewable energy parks. So using this method, this technology will help to ease out that irregularity and fluctuations and avoid overgeneration. And this can be used by other operators also, or other plants also, to enhance the suitability of their parks or their designs for the current grid conditions of northwestern Victoria. And the second thing is like it can bring tourism. Like if you focus on community engagement, it will bring tourism to northwestern Victoria and promote the tourism there, or the business and economic.
All right, well, brilliant. Thank you very much, Devansh and Bhargav. And thank you all to Team Flashdrive. Thank you very much.